Yes, Miyamoto, I got their information. I know they were being mean to you online. I know. You deserve better than this. Nintendo's gonna take down all the hot takes? Yeah, that's typical Nintendo. You really outdid yourself with these Zelda hot takes. Y'all are nasty for this. And yes, I wrote down all your personal information and submitted it to the big guy himself. Bruh. I am going to react to what you sickos submitted and give my 2 cents. Then I'll rate it from underrated to underhated. Oh geez, we are ripping the band-aid off with this one. At least it's one I can sink my teeth into. I actually like the linear games more than the open world. Well, we must be wrong because I don't think sales figures lie.
Look at this dude.
While I do enjoy the open world games and a lot they have to offer, my preferences are the exact same. They prioritize a go at your own pace, more explorative playstyle. The possibilities seem endless, especially with the added freedom of creativity with Tears of the Kingdom. For me, breaking the puzzles in the most bizarre way possible was the goal every time. You can make a dang super wiener mech who explodes out laser beams, which I can't lie is pretty epic. My love lies within a more linear narrative style gameplay experience like Twilight Princess or Ocarina of Time. I feel a sense of urgency and purpose in the events that play out. Although there are some reasonably compelling story points and characters in both open world games. Shoutouts to King Rauru and Queen Sonia. Bae. For me, nothing will beat Midna and Link's fantastical coming-of-age adventure to save the world and stop Zant. I mean Ganon. Zant should have been the final boss, but this isn't my hot take, it's yours. The cinematics were epic, the music slapped, and the mallow marted. Hit it! I would give this 5 big booms. Boom! And say this hot take is properly rated. A lot of us older Zelda fans feel the same way. Back in my day. Yeah, I know, I'm unk. Now for hot take number 2, which was from my bestie, the Juice Box. He makes great content, so you should go check it out. While the Zelda series has improved in lots of ways since the NES and SNES, I don't believe the combat pacing and exploration loop of A Link to the Past has ever been topped. We did go back and forth with a little bit of heated debate. I wanted to pick his brain, but by the end, he had me. He had me. Although I will cast the original 2 Zelda games into the depths of hell. The first game did one thing right. It nailed the sense of adventure and exploration. Lacked just about everything else, I will admit. But one of the goated gameplay experiences of all time was just after this, A Link to the Past. Exploring further and further allowed for a satisfying unveiling of a vast world with so much depth and had an ever-expanding kit that allowed amazing versatility to your combat. If you were backed into a corner, there was always a solution for you, and figuring those things out not only taught you a lesson, but it made sure you won't make those same mistakes again. It was extremely impressive for the technology that it was working with. In the newer open world games, you now can experience all those same hidden treasures that you found in those 2D games in a new third dimension. Sadly, for the most part, everything in the newer Zeldas is extremely straightforward and to the point. Throwing a rock into the circle to get the Quake medallion, that was next level. That exploration was rewarded so handsomely. The average consumer doesn't really want to sit and think about their next move anymore. Progression has become immediate and constant. I am a part of the problem. I understand. I have a smooth brain. While Zelda 1 was essentially one-dimensional, you could explore the entire game from frame 1. Now that we have all these 3 dimensions, those nooks and crannies in the mountains, water, and sky are now easily explored in Tears of the Kingdom. None of the subsequent games did both the great combat and exploration loop better than A Link to the Past, but newer games have topped aspects of them. I think Twilight Princess was gameplay-wise superior as an experience, but fell a bit flat with the exploration and combat pacing. You don't even get the best weapons until late game, like the ball and chain or the spinner, and at that point, the exploration is almost over with. And the exploration loop of A Link to the Past was easily topped by Tears of the Kingdom, but in my opinion, where it fell flat was the combat. Don't get me started about the Tears of the Kingdom UI. It is atrocious. This takes you entirely out of the experience until you make your dang selection. Totally takes away from the satisfying nature of the combat in most Zelda games. A Link to the Past had these 2 things down packed. I may have to give this one an underrated. Not one I have often heard, but do in a lot of ways agree with. Thank you, the juice box. You're the GOAT. Y'all are giving me a ton of ammo to go off on. Thank you. This next one is hot. General Mochi came up with this one. Durability is a good addition to Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. At first, this was one of the reasons I dropped the game initially back in 2017. The recycling of good weapon stashes over and over felt really boring to me. I have played through the game twice now, and at this point, I don't really mind it that much. Although my preference is an ever-expanding arsenal that ties to a fun puzzle experience in a real dungeon, Breath of the Wild, over randomized rotating ones, it's okay. The proficiency to me is a much more satisfying experience. This also leads to much better puzzle designs. Tears of the Kingdom did add a lot of creativity, which I was craving with the weapon fusing system. I actually did a poll to see what the common consensus over Zelda players was, and the results may shock you. Durability is stinky poo-poo. I can't lie, I kinda rate it. I think this would be more in the overhated than anything. I slightly agree the mix-up needed to happen. Oh, this one hits home for me. I think Twilight Princess isn't that great of a game, and I'd rather play Four Swords. Lol. That lol makes it even harder. I do respect that everybody has their own preferences, but Four Swords is crazy slander for my best boy. But come on, Twilight Princess has unarguably some of the best writing, puzzles, cinematics, and music in the entire series. The most common critique I hear about this game is that they don't like the intro of the game. I'm really not sure what you didn't enjoy about it. That's your own opinion. I personally really liked the story of Link's humble beginnings. From a cozy little farmhand who rises to the occasion when his world needs saving. Come on, you can even pet the goats! Whatever. I totally don't agree though. So I would say this is an overrated take, and it should be burned. What made you dislike Twilight Princess so much? Okay, next up, this one is a bit more confusing to me. It made me question exactly what you were even asking. The old games are boring. I'm not exactly sure how deep this goes, because to some, Twilight Princess is considered old because it's old enough to go to the store and buy some milk. To me, I'm more guessing this is for the NES titles like Zelda 1, Zelda 2. Those suck, so I totally agree they're boring. I am so glad they decided to pivot extra hard with A Link to the Past. Anything that needs a manual to make sense of it is objectively not as good as fully fleshed out world building experiences like we have now. We really need to thank Nintendo and the entire team behind Zelda for creating so many captivating and new experiences, even if some don't quite live up to the name. Because I don't 100% know if I hit what the hot take was getting at, I would say, I don't know, overrated take. Whatever. Last but not least, I will leave off with a hot take of my own. Skyward Sword is probably the most underrated experience in Zelda. I see a ton of hate for this game on the internet for being quirky. The quirks add to the charm. I don't know what to tell you. It's not my number one, but I did really value my time streaming it. There were lovely characters like Groose and Impa that you grew fond of after tumultuous beginnings. Groose being a bully. It has great combat when it's working right. Sometimes it's not. It has amazing bosses, especially Girahim and Coloctus, and probably the best score in any Zelda game. I'm gonna be extremely harsh with my rating for this. I would rate my take as ultimate, and you cannot disagree. Also, bruh, stop hating the Silent Realm. That was awesome. Thank you to everybody who submitted your hot takes. And what are your hot takes on the Zelda series? And maybe you'll just get featured in the next hot takes video. Just remember, Miyamoto is watching you, so be respectful, especially to Twilight Princess. Thank you to all my channel members. You really make these videos possible. Thank you, thank you. You're Dio for that. I've been really trying to up the quality of these videos and find formats I enjoy making, so I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.